I really don't appreciate it. I have been seeing so much buzz around this new brand on the YouTubes and specifically around their concealer. And if you don't know, I'm on this hunt this year to find the perfect concealer for me and my troubled under eyes. So naturally, this was one of the first concealers I had to pick up on this journey. So today we're going to review the Rose Ink Concealer, and also I have a lip and cheek color to give a good go of as well. Now it is a first impressions, I haven't tried this product or anything like that today. And if this is one of the first concealer videos you're catching of mine, I have a playlist, I'll link it up here and down below for you as well. But I am going to do first impressions of all of the concealers that I'm trying throughout the year, and then I will test them for a month and follow up with a proper like, okay, I've tried this in so many different ways, after a whole month, this is what I truly think about this concealer. So that'll be in the playlist. Let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. I just quickly went and put some foundation on. So I used my Chanel Beiges as my primer and my L'Oreal True Match in 2.N as my foundation. All of the products will be down below like normal. So Rose Ink is a newer company to the beauty land. It is started by Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, who is just like one of the most beautiful people in the world, is she not? And she originally actually used to do a kind of cosmetics line with Marks and Spencer in the UK, which I always wanted to try, but you couldn't actually get in Australia. Anyway, she's gone off and started her own, which is very exciting. And also Mecca got it like straight away, which is also extremely exciting. Normally Australia has to wait a year or two before we get new brands. So she's got a couple of cosmetic like products in terms of like makeup, and then she's got a bit of skincare products. I'm not so interested in the skincare, to be honest with you. I don't know why, I'm just not. But she does have like a brow gel. I think there's like a lip crayon, but I don't think Australia's gotten that product. And then the concealers and also the lip and cheek colors, which I did not see this, but now that I have seen it, it's like a, people are calling this the toilet seat on a plane. And I was like, I can't unsee it. You can't unsee it once you've seen it. Anyway, when I got mine, if you're wondering what that is, it like the pan had stuck to here, so that was fun. But yeah, it is refillable, so you can take this out and refill it when it's empty. Now I have the shade Ophelia, so you've kind of already seen it here. I found it really hard to gauge which shade would work quite well for me, or which shade I just liked actually on the website, and they're based on like swatches and stuff. And when I went in store and swatched them, I was like, oh, I would have got a different color, but that's okay. This is still very beautiful. So this is Ophelia right here. It's like a really kind of beautiful, almost like bubblegummy type pink. It's very pretty. So they have 6 shades in the lip and cheek colors, and its claims are a hydrating cream that brightens and blurs with a radiant flush of color. This pigment-rich formula contains a spectrum of skincare ingredients that improve skin with each use. So squalane, vitamin E, shine minimizing marine ferment extract. Long wearing and buildable, it melts into the skin for a smooth complexion that glows. So it says long wearing buildable color, glides effortlessly and blends evenly, instantly brightens, blurs the look of pores and smooths skin texture. I always find it funny when products say that they glow but they blur, because it's like the opposite, and I've not found one yet that does that. Actually, no, I lie. The Kosas one's pretty good at that. Lasting hydration and non-comedogenic. Okay. Cool. And sorry, this was 30 US and 43 Australian. These concealers, it comes in 20 shades, and it is 30 US dollars and I believe 41 Australian dollars off the top of my head. I'm going to read to you the claim. So it says, it's a does-it-all concealer that brightens, blurs, contours while nourishing the skin. This long-wearing liquid formula minimizes the look of fine lines, redness, and discoloration for an even complexion that glows, enriched with hydrating squalane, protective vitamin E, and color corrective botanicals. It delivers comfortable wear with buildable coverage. It reckons it moisturizes up to 24 hours. I'm not sure if that's true. Medium buildable coverage, long wearing, buildable formula, light creamy texture, won't crease or cake, glides on skin, non-comedogenic. So sounds very good to me. So originally I ordered this online with Mecca because you could only get it in like select stores and I wasn't near them. So originally I ordered this shade, which was LX020. And then yesterday I just happened to be near one of the stores that actually has them in their store and I swatched this shade and was like, oh dear, I need to pick up a lighter shade because this is so dark. So I picked up the lightest shade, which is LX010, which is way too light. And this is my biggest issue with probably this brand so far. Let me go ahead and swatch LX20 and L10 next to each other so you can see what I'm talking about here. This right here is LX10 and this right here is LX20. So this is the first shade and then this is the second shade. Is that not the biggest jump in a shade that you have seen? Because it is for me. Like that is, so I picked up this shade. It's definitely like, this is darker than even my skin tone, right? Like I don't even think I could use this as a foundation. I actually could not use this as a foundation. And then this is the lightest one. So my biggest gripe so far is that the shade range is, while it is diverse in the fact that they do have a lot of deep and dark shades and medium shades, which is great for that end of the spectrum because normally they're not catered to. So I'm happy with that. But it just seems like such a jump between the shades. Like it seems like such a jump, and I can only speak to my skin tone just because I'm not a makeup artist. I haven't worked with a lot of other skin tones, so I wouldn't be able to look at that shade range from my experience and actually be able to tell if there's jumps in other shades as well, like in the medium, deep and deep dark section. But just from my skin tone section, that's a huge jump. Like if you're super fair, you'll be able to make this work, but if you're my kind of shade where you're like in between, kind of like, I'm not so fair that this would work on its own, but I'm also like not a medium skin tone or even slightly medium. So I need to really buy both of these to mix them together to get this to work. Does that kind of make sense? I guess you could use this as a color corrector solely, but like, I don't know, that's not what it's for. Let me just zoom you guys in so that you can see properly, and we'll get started with the concealer and then we will do like the cream blush, etc. So, come on in. So you guys are zoomed in nice and close, and we are going to have to mix both of these shades. I'll try just putting them directly onto my skin because I feel like that's how most of you would use it. If I was gonna do this properly, I would mix them on a palette, but I just feel like that's so much effort for something that you should just be able to go straight in, because not everyone has like time every day to mix things on a palette, you know what I mean? So let me bring my mirror closer here. Here we go. Let's go in on the one eye first. I'll actually do this side of my face first so that we can compare the difference. So just in case you are new here, I have really, really dark circles. In fact, today they look a little bit better than normal, which is exciting. I have pigmentation here, I have under eye wrinkles, and they are extremely, extremely dry. So they're very difficult to cover. And I know it seems like they're probably quite easy, but trust me, just trust me, they're difficult to cover. So let's go in with a little bit here and a little bit here first. And I might actually just start with this color first, and I will take a brush initially and we'll tap this out. So this is one layer. Now you can definitely still see the darkness and everything peeking through here, but it has neutralized it slightly. Like it doesn't look as dark, but you can still see it quite a lot here. And it does look slightly dry on the inner corner here. Like, I don't know if you can see. I'm not hating this initially, but it definitely needs some building up. So let's go ahead and put some more on. And I am just gonna mix in just a small amount of LX10. And then this time I will go in with my sponge just to see. I'm not flipping you guys off, sorry. I don't feel like it's done a super solid job of actually, I just feel like it's almost like laid a very light wash of color over there. So it definitely looks better than this side, but it hasn't like fully covered or anything. So I don't think that this video will be up yet, but if it is, I will link it down below, but I don't think it will be. But yesterday I tried the Laura Mercier Secret Concealer and the Flawless Fusion Concealer, and that made my under eyes look so good, so good. And this in comparison is nowhere near as good so far on my first impressions. Let me keep trying to play with this. Blending that in with my finger definitely worked a lot nicer. That's looking a little bit better. like just a little bit. I think that's honestly as good as it's gonna get. So I don't know if you guys can see, I'll try and get up close so that you can compare the two. So it's not looking bad. It does actually look quite lovely, and it's kind of hydrated itself a little bit more now, which is nice, because when I did the thinner layer originally, it did look a little bit dry, but it's looking a lot nicer now. Like the smoothing on the under eye is looking quite nice. So the finish so far I'm liking, but not the coverage, because you can really still see I have that ring. Like my darkness and my pigmentation creates this like ring around here. I don't know if you can see it, but I definitely can. And so it definitely hasn't neutralized that in any way, and I can still see my darkness peeking through there. It does say it's a medium coverage, but everyone was going on about how much it really covered everything. I thought maybe it would do it. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other eye then. I feel like this is probably as good as it's gonna get. So again, the finish doesn't look bad, it looks lovely. It's just, there's still too much darkness peeking through for me. But other than that, it looks lovely. Like, it's just not as full coverage as I probably would want. But I will play around with this a lot more over the next month, obviously, and I'll mix it with other concealers, that kind of a thing. And I will give you my full thoughts at the end of February, but first impressions is it's nice, it's lovely. If you are someone that doesn't have a lot of darkness or pigmentation, I actually think you'll find that this concealer is really stunning, because it is. It finishes quite lovely, but it's still not anywhere what I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna quickly go and powder, and I'm actually gonna put some cream contour on, and then we will come back and we will try the lip and cheek color. So I just put some of my ABH cream bronzer on, so we're ready to go with this lip and cheek color in Ophelia, the Toilet Dunny packaging. I just can't unsee it. I mean, I really liked it beforehand, but now I can't unsee it. Anyway, how do I think is gonna be the best way to apply this? I don't feel like with a brush, because it's so sticky. Let's try the sponge first, shall we? Oh, it's pretty. Yeah, definitely is not going to work well over powder, you guys, because this is lifting my foundation. Like, and I don't even have any powder on. It's like taking coverage away. I don't even know why I bought this, if I'm honest. I just had FOMO, but I kind of thought that I wouldn't like it. But I was like, maybe I will. Yeah, it's definitely dewy. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother putting any more of that on, because honestly, it's like, I don't know if you can see, it's like lifted up the coverage of my foundation and everything underneath it, and I'm not here for that. So let's go ahead and try it on the lips, because why not? I mean, that's cute. It's like a light pink balm, I guess. It's fine. It just is what it is. Okay, I already know I don't like this, but it's not that it's not necessarily a good product, it's just not a product for me, which I kind of knew, but I had FOMO and I wanted to try it anyway, and I was kind of hoping it would be different, but it's really for those people that have super dry skin. One, if you have really, really dry skin, you'll probably really, really like this product. If you don't wear any powder at all, you'll probably like this product. If you're really one of those like Glossier, natural, super light skin tint kind of gals, you'll really like this. I feel like if you're someone that wants like a medium coverage or up, you wear powder, you don't like a lot of dew, then this isn't gonna be for you. So anyway, you know, it's nice to have different products in my collection, because I like to try different things and I can try different techniques, etc. But yeah, just a fair warning, if you're not someone that really, like, if you want your cream products to work over powder, just don't even bother. And I don't know, I'm surprised that it lifted my foundation so much, to be honest. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly go and finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and we will wrap up this video. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look, and this eyeshadow look should already be up on my channel, so I will link it down below again for you if it is. But let's go ahead and wrap up my thoughts around these Rose Inc products. Now, I've probably been doing my makeup from like when you last saw me for probably like another hour, because I just took it really slow. So it has been settling for a little bit, and I have had to like repowder, etc. But more so because I got a lot of fallout on my under eyes from the eyeshadow, so I had to like repowder my under eyes. Anyway, let's talk about the lip and cheek color thing first. I don't like this. I really don't. Look, I'm a clown. I bought it probably thinking it wouldn't work for me. I just didn't realize the formula was so balmy. Had I like actually gone in store and swatched this first, I wouldn't have picked this up, but I was just really curious to see what the formula is like. Like, yeah, I can use it on my lips, sure, but it's probably too much of a light pink even on my lips. If this didn't lift my foundation underneath, I would actually wear this. Like, I would just put it on underneath powder. But because it lifted my foundation even underneath the powder, I really don't appreciate it, if I'm being honest. Let's talk about these concealers and my first impressions. My first impressions is I'm actually really not loving these. I'm really not. And I expected that I was gonna get these and fall madly in love and they were gonna be for me, and I'm really, really not. They say that these are supposed to be really creamy and hydrating. I don't find these to be creamy and hydrating at all. Now, I know I've patted my under eyes, but I pat on my under eyes every single day, and I have other concealers that will be hydrating enough that they don't look dry even with the powder. So for example, yesterday when I used my Laura Mercier products and I powdered, and I like powdered properly, I really pushed the powder in, they looked lovely the whole day. It didn't look dry, it didn't look cakey, it didn't look anything, it looked really nice. But these, even when I was like applying these before the powder, I was like, these are kind of like sitting dry on my under eyes, and then when I powdered it just kept getting worse, and then as the time has gone on, honestly my eyes just look drier and drier. So that, coupled with the fact that they really don't provide the level of coverage I'm looking for and the shade range, I'm not super wowed by these, to be honest with you. I'm just really not. I will keep testing them, like I said. That's not like my final thoughts. I might find other ways to make these work, or I might grow to like them. But right now, off my first impressions, I've brought in some new concealers this week that I've been testing already, and I'm way more excited to keep reaching for those than I am for these. Like, I'm not even that excited to keep reaching for these again, but I will, obviously. But yeah, that's just my first impressions. So yeah, that wraps up my thoughts on the Rose Inc products so far. Let me know, have you tried this brand? Is it something, like, are you head over heels in love? Are you not loving so much? Are you not interested? Let me know your thoughts down below. I have seen a lot of people loving them around the YouTubes, like I said, so I was super intrigued, but now I'm not so intrigued anymore. Anyway, and that's okay. Like, not every makeup product is going to be suitable for every single person. It's just not possible. But anyway, that wraps up my thoughts. Let me know. If you are watching till this point, you're an absolute real one. I appreciate you so, so much. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I hope that you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.